Need advice? Ask a bee. The answers may not be perfect, but they'll be entertaining. Submit your letters and let bee mind your business for a while.
So there comes a point in every marriage when you realize you are no longer arguing about money or romance or whose family is crazier. You're standing in the living room, holding a remote control, yelling, "Turn it down," while the person sitting 6 feet away yells back, "What?" Welcome to marriage after the warranty expires.
This ain't just a channel, this is BBTV.
All right, y'all. Tonight on Ask a Bee, we are discussing one of the great domestic battles of our time, the television volume war. Not politics, not money, not who forgot to take the trash out. We are talking about two people who love each other very, very much, but apparently they require completely different atmospheric, conditions to watch the same television. Now, one person would like to enjoy a nice, peaceful evening. The other apparently believes the evening news should be heard from the driveway. Yeah, that happens frequently in my house. Ooh, y'all, I fixed my camera today. Heck yeah. All right. And, somewhere between volume 18 and volume 47, a marriage is being tested. It is. So before somebody hides the remote, unplugs the television, or starts communicating exclusively through closed captions, let's hear from tonight's writer. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments if you like this letter or any of the ones before, because I will definitely talk to you about it. If you liked it, I want to hear it. If you didn't like it, I still want to hear it. Y'all are welcome here. Pardon me. I'm just looking at my stuff here. Give me just 1 second. I am still here. All righty. Now then. Pardon me. There, I figured that out. All right. We're going to start with our letter. Now then, after I get a drink, because this is going to tear me down. You'll chime up in that chat for me, would you? All 20,000 of you. All right, here goes our letter. Dear B, every night my husband turns the television up to a volume that I am fairly certain can be heard in 3 neighboring counties. We don't watch television anymore. We host a community broadcast. Girl, I feel that. People walking their dogs probably know what episode we're on. When I ask him to turn it down, he looks at me like I have personally requested that he watch the rest of the show through binoculars from the backyard and says, "I can hear it." Wait a minute, no, I can't. Apparently, volume 32 is silence. Volume 38 is barely acceptable, and somewhere around volume 46, he finally achieves what he calls comfortable. For who, sir? I call it preparing the house for structural damage. I have started wondering whether our neighbors are going to complain or just pull lawn chairs into their yard, because they can already hear the whole movie without paying for a streaming service. Man, I swear this has got to be my house. All right, the really confusing part is that he insists the television is the problem. Excuse me, sir. According to him, some shows are too quiet, some actors mumble, the speakers are bad. And apparently, modern television manufacturers have entered into an international conspiracy to make dialogue impossible to hear. Imagine that. Then a commercial comes on, and suddenly Our living room becomes a monster truck rally. Hey, don't diss those. I love monster trucks, okay? The windows vibrate. The dogs, oh, well, maybe not that. The dogs look concerned, and somewhere a car alarm probably goes off. Bet. I dive for the remote like I'm trying to stop a missile launch while he sits there completely unbothered and says, "See, that's the TV doing that." But somehow the television only seems to malfunction after he has turned it high enough for us to hear individual footsteps in the background of a police drama. I'm trying not to comment too much because this is so familiar. So then when the show comes back, he turns it right back up because now, once again, he can't hear what they're saying. Of course he can't. Oh my goodness, of course he can't. Pardon me. All right. Last night was the moment I started questioning everything. I was sitting right beside him speaking in what I believed was my normal voice when he looked over and asked me why I was whispering. B, I was not whispering. I was talking, regular talking, the same voice I have been using for years. Feel that? Now I'm wondering how long this has been happening. Does he think everybody whispers? Is the cashier whispering? Are our friends whispering? Has he spent the last 5 years believing the entire world collectively decided to lower its voice? Good question. I love this man, but I cannot spend the rest of my life watching television at a volume that makes the furniture nervous. So I need a ruling. Do I lovingly suggest that maybe it is time to have his hearing checked, buy him some headphones, turn on the subtitles, or just accept that from now on, our living room doubles as an IMAX theater for everyone within half a mile radius? Well, that's some good questions. Signed. Can you repeat that? Probably not. Yeah, I'm going to say not. All right, y'all. See, this is crazy. Okay, the volume gap, right? How two people sitting in the exact same room can have completely different definitions of I can't hear. Think about that for a minute. I can't hear because it's too loud, and you can't hear because I'm not loud enough. You know, I never thought of it that way. Y'all think about that for just a second.
Volcano Tea, because sometimes the earth has feelings and sometimes those feelings involve lava. Stay tuned for today's geological gossip.
See, that right there is what I call my sip ad. It gives me a chance to get more than just a sip of my drink when my throat is trying to close up on me because I've been talking too much because that's what I do. You do what you're good at, right? Right. Okay, listen. I know all about this. Oh my gosh. Now y'all let me know in the comments if my stuff is messing up again. Okay, you know what? We're going to try something a little different here because I think this may be part of it. Just blur it. Let's see what happens. If it's better, it's better. So here we go again with I can't hear it, or I can hear it, or maybe I can't hear it. Maybe that'll clear up. I'm really sorry about the playback. If it's messing up for y'all in the chat, would you please let me know? And, hit the like button if you like blurry. Okay. When you think about the two different definitions, I mean, Hey, first off, who actually thought about it? Huh? Who actually thought about that? Because I didn't. And I've got Mr. No Ears, is what I call him. Wow. So listen, if you got a hubby like this, and you know darn good well that, yeah, he needs his hearing checked. Or maybe you just need to see if you can't take him to the doctor, have his ears cleaned out. You know, in fact, look on YouTube. There are all kinds of people out there that are doing the same darn thing. You know that? Darn it. They are. They're going and getting these little machines that shove water in their ear. I mean, sure, why not? Come on. I'm sorry. I'm trying to fix things over here and talk to. So, yeah, I can't help it. Take him to the doctor. Get on Temu. Get on Amazon. Buy one of the machines that squirts water in there safely, obviously, and pulls all that crap out. Get on YouTube. Check it out. And then you know what you do after that? You make a video about it. And then you can make some money off of it, right? Because, I mean, they make money off of popping zits nowadays. It's crazy. All right. The commercial explosion. You know, the difference between quiet dialogue and suddenly deafening commercials, and whether the television really deserves all the blame. Seriously. You know, they call it a smart TV. Is it really a smart TV after all? I don't think it is. It's not a smart TV because, yes, those commercials blast you from like into the wall, kind of blast you sometimes. We don't watch too many ads because we got YouTube Premium, but it's still an issue. And it's an issue for others too, obviously. Commercials suck. They just do. I'm sorry, my dog is distracting me by doing something I don't care to talk about on here. Okay, so, wow. My camera really kind of fixed itself. Okay, so the everybody mumbles defense, right? You know, when difficulty hearing just stops being about one television show and starts showing up in, gosh, ordinary conversations, right? Probably not. Here's the thing. My husband loves to push that button so far up that he's got people coming out of the back of the house screaming at him. Okay, and you walk through and you just can't hear anything for about 10 minutes afterwards. But then you ask him a question at volume, right? At volume. And he's just, first it's what? Then it's, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. You were mumbling. Yes, I get that too. I do get that too. But when I ask him a question, he mumbles back. I'm sorry, what did you say? Not only can I not hear you over the TV, but you're mumbling, sir. Right? That's my husband. That's where I go with that. I just absolutely go with that. Wow. That camera is bad. I mean, good or something. Look, everybody mumbles, right? At some point. Hell, you want to mumble when you're in a public place. You don't want everybody knowing what you're talking about. You don't want to mumble in church while the sermon, come on. We all mumble. Or whisper or whatever. But the thing about it is, it's not defense. It's not defense. Not when the TV is up so loud. It sounds like you're whispering. Of course it does. because you can't hear nothing. Again, go get his ears cleaned out before you start worrying about his hearing, though. Seriously, watch it on YouTube. I am ecstatic about the fact that, there's somebody out there just like me. Because I love my Aussie. Y'all know I love my Aussie. But from all the heavy metal music, from being a truck driver, from being a pizza delivery driver with the blaring music in there, all that stuff. I don't doubt that it's affected his hearing, but I also know that after 34 years marriage, selective hearing is a thing, y'all. I'm telling you. All right, so, I don't like that defense. In fact, I would rather you not give me that. I don't know what to do with that. I truly don't know what to do with that. It's not just one show. It's not just the commercials. It's everything. And when I am sitting in front of the television, tell me who else does this, but I am sitting in front of the television. I am holding the remote most of the time, just like he does. But here's the thing, that smart TV that doesn't do smart and take those ads or the next show even a little bit down so that, when I'm on YouTube, I'm playing one and then it automatically goes to another one. This one, they turn the volume way the hell up. Okay, that's not going to work for me. Oh, pardon me, Dr. Pepper. I'm sorry. That's just not going to work for me. And I wager a lot of people out there, it's just not going to work. So look, marriage and the remote control, the ridiculous little household battles that become reoccurring arguments, even though neither person actually wants to fight about them. True? Absolutely. You're a big fan of what, Nicole? A big fan of me, hopefully? Sorry, just playing. It's okay if you're not, but gotcha. Just happy you're here. Seriously. So, marriage, before I got married, I had people telling me that with my marriage license, not only do I get the baseball bat, but he gets the remote. And yes, ladies, we know what the baseball bat's for. Going back to caveman style, only I'm going to be dragging him by his pretty long hair. No, I'm playing. Not like that at all. Sorry, I'm goofy today because I'm so tired. I'm running on empty. In fact, I really desperately need another drink. Here, this is fun.
Boss B reacts because somebody has to supervise the internet, and apparently that somebody is B.
Is that really me? Does it have to be me, really? Okay. If you're going to fight over a little bitty thing like a remote control or volume, or maybe it's too cold or too hot in the house, because it's a trade-off when you stop and think about it, okay? What I do is I tolerate that because he tolerates the fact that, well, I'm over 50, 55 next month, y'all, and menopause is a thing at this age. And if you touch my thermostat, you will pull back a nub, I'm telling you. there's nothing else to say about that, really, because that's exactly what happened. Anyway, dog's distracting me again, of course. But if you want to argue about something a little more tangible, not your side hustle, because that's what sitting in front of a television with it full blast is. It's just a side hustle, as far as I'm concerned. Give me 1 second, please. Sorry, y'all. I know it's live. Oh, if y'all know anything about me, I have a menagerie over here. There is more animals in my house than on the local farms around here. And I'm not even playing, y'all. I'm serious. Not only do I have 3 dogs, there are 4 cats in my house. In my mother's house. That her grandchildren brought here. Not me. Anybody in the family watching? Yeah, they watch me like hawks. I don't care. Look, I'm totally getting on different tangents here, so I'm going to try and get back. When you argue over and over and over about one thing, you tend to lose, your gum loses flavor, right? My husband is a trickster, all right? This man will wait until I get to the end of the hallway, almost into the living room, and turn that sucker up on purpose. So, ladies, my best argument here is you probably ought to have some, I can't think, some earbuds or something like that, okay? Something like that, because that's what it's just going to take. Because, if you really wanted to fight about it, then you'd end up divorcing about it over remote control. This could be picking. This is just picking back and forth. As far as I'm concerned, this is a comedy show in that situation. I mean, dead ass, right? So, look, my ruling is this still a television volume disagreement, or has Why Are You Whispering officially moved into please get your hearing checked territory? Like I said, before you're doing the hearing thing, you might want to get that ear cleaned out first, right? I mean, let a professional do it. I've been doing it for years. Drop a couple of drops of peroxide in there and let it soak for a minute. Let it out, clean it out, you're done. Yeah, it tickles. Yeah, it's itchy. But compared to hearing, or rather not hearing somebody say what 50 times a day, is probably, it's got to be better, right? I mean, for real. In fact, I'm going to do something real quick to just give you some hope, okay? Alrighty. Yep. All right. Now then, I hope you're watching this. The person that read this, go get you one of these, because my husband grows potatoes in his ears. And let me tell you, it works, okay? Let me share the screen because I'm going to show you. YouTube. Okay. That one. Ooh, share. Now look at this right here. Right here. This is the thing. Right here. It's on Amazon. And it's, well, let's see how much it is. That's what I'm trying to do. For real. There it is. $15. Take that over to your husband rinse his shit out, okay? Pardon me for cussing, but come on, y'all. It's not that hard. I swear it's not that hard. All right, so that's it. How hard is it? Here's my ruling. The subtitles can stay, the remote can remain in neutral territory, and nobody needs to know, throw the television out the window. Unless it's me, because that's going to happen. But once you start accusing people sitting beside you of whispering when they are speaking normally, we have moved beyond blaming Netflix. Get the hearing checked, clean the ear out. Maybe everything is perfectly fine and your television really is plotting against you, but I doubt it. Let a professional make that call, okay? Before the neighbors start following your shows through the wall, okay? Marriage requires compromise, patience, communication, and occasionally admitting that the problem may not actually be the television. You know? Until next time, mind your business when you should, speak up when you shouldn't. And if your spouse says they can't hear you, maybe don't solve the problem by shaking the foundation. Okay? Just don't. I can't help it. This is crazy to me because it's exactly what I live through every single day, right? My husband has all these factors, and here I am sitting there telling you, oh, let's do this, let's do this. And yes, we've done this. And yes, it works. I mean, the machine works. The machine absolutely works. But it didn't stop him from turning the volume down. Because at this point, he's already damaged enough. Number one, because of the potatoes in his ear. And number two, from the volume being up already. So, of course, he's not going to. Of course, he's not going to, right? Stubborn man. He is. He most certainly is. So, what's a girl to do, right? I think you'll be okay. I think maybe you should just get the earbuds, get the ear cleaner, get a grip on him, on you. This has been a funny little letter, truly. And I appreciate this one a great deal. Seriously. You know, sometimes good things happen, sometimes they don't. But you got to take other avenues. And if you're going to a hearing doctor, really, you should try and clean his ears out first. Put a little peroxide in there. Seriously, I do it all the time. I've done it my entire life. I just drop, let it soak for about 3 to 5 minutes. Lay your head on a pillow, drop. Have somebody drop it in for you if you can't. It's not that hard, but do it, right? Try that first. Maybe, just maybe, that'll work. Maybe. You know, I can't guarantee this stuff for everybody, but I can tell you what I've done. And that worked for me. You know, those little screwdriver things that they had, the little silicone ones? That works too, but you got to be so careful and not stick that too far in. I don't recommend Q-tips. Those are not good for all the way deep inside your ear. Now you can clean inside and around, but don't go inside because you're pushing that crap down deeper to where you can't reach it and the doctor will have to reach it. And there are all kinds of doctors out there. They get tired of reaching it. Potatoes. I'm telling you. Absolutely potatoes. All right, y'all. You know what? Try this one.
These scopes are brought to you by Earl's Skeeter Heater 3000. If it don't get rid of the mosquitoes, it'll definitely get rid of the neighbors.
All right, y'all. You know what? I'm going to tell you this, and then I'm probably going to take myself Out of here. Okay, here's the deal. I have been missing in action with Ask a Bee, and I know I had a few followers out there that liked it. I know I've got a few more, but if not, okay, big deal. That's all right. I'm going to keep it to around the 30-minute show, okay? Because that's what's best for me. And let me tell you something else. 8 o'clock, Monday through Friday. That's what I'm planning on doing. If you like that idea, let me know. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe for me. Would you please? Would you please? Would you please? That thing right there. 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 I'm still learning StreamYard, y'all. But yes, if you would please leave me a comment, like and subscribe, do all that cool stuff. And when I see y'all tomorrow night, maybe I'll have some more talkers because nobody's talking to me. Seriously, I want to hear what you think. All right, so I'm going to close this one out. I'm done with all I got to do. 30 minutes, 8 p.m., Monday through Friday. Ask a Bee. Now, I am working on a few more projects, something like coffee with or tea with Bee, something like that. I'm liking the 30-minute shows, and I think we need to keep it at that. All right, y'all. I'm going to set up some, I'm going to set up some string, pull that tongue back. Y'all go see Tuber Chat, all right? I love y'all. I'll buzz you later.
I want to take a minute to shout out Tuber Chat. If you're a creator who's tired of surface level advice, says, and actually wants to understand how YouTube works, that's the space. It's real conversations with real creators who are in the trenches, building channels, testing ideas. No posturing, no gatekeeping, no fake guru energy, just people sharing what's working, what isn't, and why. If you're serious about growing, learning, and not doing this alone, check out Tuber Chat. The link is in the description.
This segment is sponsored by Vitar. Predicting poor decisions before they happen since this morning. Vitar, the future looks questionable.
Boss be rising, baby TV.